These are 6 daily habits silently destroying your heart. Habits most older adults don't even realize. For seniors whose hearts naturally weaken with age, these routines are even more dangerous. The scary part? Most people don't notice until it's too late. In today's video, we'll reveal the 6 most harmful habits and why habit number 1 is the deadliest silent enemy of all. Before we begin, drop a comment below and tell us where you're watching from. And make sure you watch until the very end, because knowing these habits and avoiding them could protect your heart and save your life. Number 6. The silent strain of everyday noise on the heart. There's a danger that doesn't shouting. It doesn't cause sudden pain or loud alarms. It lives in the background, familiar, constant, and quietly harmful. The television hums from morning to night. Traffic pulses through the walls. Phones chime. Radios murmur, and the buzz never truly stops. It becomes the soundtrack of daily life, and beneath it all, the heart listens, without protest, until it can't. Scientific research has now confirmed what once felt intangible. A comprehensive study published in the European Heart Journal revealed that environmental noise, especially in urban areas, can raise the risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 40%. Just 55 decibels, the level of an everyday conversation, when sustained over time, is enough to elevate cortisol and adrenaline in the bloodstream. These stress hormones constrict arteries, raise blood pressure, and gradually wear out the heart. In cities across the United States, from New York to Los Angeles, millions are exposed daily to these stressors without knowing it. For adults over 60, whose autonomic nervous systems are more sensitive, the consequences can be severe. Chronic noise doesn't need to be loud to be dangerous. It only needs to be constant. Consider the case of a retired school teacher who lived near a busy interstate. Despite a healthy diet and regular walking, blood pressure crept up. Sleep became restless. Medication helped only slightly. On a brief visit to her daughter's quiet rural home, a remarkable change occurred. Within days, sleep returned, blood pressure dropped by over 15 points, and energy reappeared. Nothing had changed, except the silence. Modern life praises activity, motion, and noise. But in that celebration, the need for quiet is forgotten. Silence allows the heart to slow, the vessels to relax, and the nervous system to reset. Turning off unused devices, creating noise-free hours in the day, or simply stepping outside into a natural space can offer relief that no pill provides. In the stillness, the heart finds its rhythm again. Strength returns. It is not weakness to seek silence. It is wisdom. And for a heart that has carried decades of living, wisdom may be the most potent medicine of all. Number 5. The healing power of gratitude on the aging heart. There's a quiet strength in gratitude that science is only beginning to understand fully, yet the heart has known it all along. In later years, when the body slows and losses become more familiar, of friends, routines, or independence, gratitude offers something extraordinary: renewal. Not a denial of pain, but a shift in focus. A redirection of the heart's attention from what is gone to what still quietly remains. Psychologist Dr. Robert Emmons of the University of California, Davis, one of the leading researchers on gratitude, has spent decades studying the effects of gratitude. His findings are profound. Older adults who engage in daily gratitude journaling exhibit measurable decreases in inflammation, improved heart rate variability, and lower levels of stress hormones such as cortisol. Gratitude, he notes, blocks toxic emotions such as envy, resentment, regret, emotions that can destroy our happiness and subtly damage our health. Dr. Martin Seligman, father of positive psychology at the University of Pennsylvania, adds another dimension. He developed a technique called 3 good things, where individuals write down 3 positive moments from the day, no matter how small. His clinical trials found that within just 1 week, participants, especially older adults, reported better sleep, reduced anxiety, and a greater sense of hope. Hope, it turns out, is not only emotional, it's biological. A retired postal worker in Vermont shared his turning point. After a minor stroke and the passing of his wife, his days blurred into silence. His granddaughter handed him a small blue notebook with gold-trimmed pages. "Write 3 things you liked today," she said. At first, his list was short: a warm cup of tea, sunlight on the kitchen table, hearing a robin sing. But over time, his handwriting grew steadier, his words more reflective. "The silence no longer hurts," he once said during a checkup. "It listens with me now." Gratitude softens grief without erasing memory. It invites the heart to breathe, even when life feels constricted. It is not a trick of the mind. It's a recalibration of the soul. And the body follows. Blood pressure steadies. Sleep deepens. Purpose returns. The aging heart needs more than medication. It needs meaning. Gratitude offers both. In every breath that gives thanks, the heart grows lighter, stronger, more alive. Number 4. The first hour of the day determines the next 23. What if the most potent medicine for the heart isn't in a bottle, but in the first 10 minutes after waking? What if the way the body moves, or doesn't move, each morning quietly shapes the heart's strength for the rest of the day? Most people never stop to question their morning routine. They rise, reach for their phone, pour a cup of coffee, perhaps turn on the news. However, in doing so, they may unknowingly set their heart on a path of strain rather than stability. Medical studies have confirmed that the cardiovascular system is especially sensitive in the first hour of waking. After sleep, blood pressure naturally rises, stress hormones peak, and the heart begins adjusting to daily demands. A landmark study by the Mayo Clinic found that older adults who practiced 10 minutes of light movement each morning, such as stretching or walking, had significantly improved vascular flexibility and reduced heart rate variability, key markers of long-term heart resilience. Without this intentional transition, the heart enters the day under unnecessary stress, like a car engine revved too fast without warming up. This truth became real for a former railroad worker in Kansas who had suffered from years of high blood pressure. His doctor, instead of adjusting medication, asked him to try something different. Spend 5 minutes each morning by the window doing simple stretches. He raised his arms, rolled his shoulders, breathed deeply, and stood in natural light. Within 3 weeks, his morning blood pressure dropped. After 3 months, his energy returned. "I used to feel rushed the moment I woke up," he said. "Now my mornings feel like medicine." The guidance is simple but powerful. Within 30 minutes of waking, allow the body to transition with intention. Stand near a window or step outside to receive light exposure, which helps balance cortisol and melatonin levels. Gently move the spine, open your chest, and rotate your shoulders. Avoid screens or stimulants during this period. Give the heart a calm rhythm to follow, not chaos. This first hour is not just a beginning. It is a declaration of how the day will unfold. When honored with care, it gives the heart permission to move through the day with steadiness and strength. And over time, this small act becomes a shield, quiet, consistent, and profoundly protective. Number 3. The heart doesn't just need medicine, it needs meaning. There comes a point in life when pills alone are no longer enough. The numbers on the chart may look fine: blood pressure, cholesterol, pulse, all within range. Yet something feels off. The energy fades. Mornings grow heavier. Sleep becomes shallow. And somewhere deep within, the heart begins to feel tired. Not from exertion, but from emptiness. What it craves isn't just balance. It craves purpose. Science now confirms what older generations have always sensed in their bones. The heart is not just a muscle. It's a compass. When it no longer points towards something meaningful, its strength falters. A groundbreaking study published by the Journal of the American Medical Association found that adults over 60 with a strong sense of purpose had significantly lower risks of heart attack, stroke, and death from cardiovascular causes. Purpose, the researchers wrote, functions as a biological regulator, guiding not only emotion, but the very rhythm of life. Dr. Victor Strecker, a behavioral scientist at the University of Michigan, describes meaning as a vector of motivation. His decades of research show that purpose strengthens the immune system, reduces inflammation, and sharpens mental clarity. But most importantly, it gives the heart a reason to keep going when physical strength alone is no longer enough. A powerful example came from a 76-year-old woman named Loretta, who had lost her husband and was living alone in North Carolina. Though her medical exams were stable, her spirit was low, and her heart rhythms began showing subtle irregularities. Her cardiologist suggested something unexpected, not more tests, but more connection. She began volunteering at a local animal shelter where she walked dogs twice a week. "They needed me," she said, "and I didn't realize how badly I needed that." Within 6 weeks, her arrhythmias decreased, her sleep returned, her laughter did too. The human heart is wired not only to survive, but to serve, to connect, to belong. In the later chapters of life, meaning is not a luxury. It's a form of medicine. It cannot be prescribed, but it can be reclaimed through giving, creating, remembering, and listening. And when that happens, something remarkable occurs. The heart doesn't just beat, it believes again. And sometimes, that belief is the very thing that keeps it strong. Number 2. The small habits that quietly exhaust the heart. It is not always the dramatic moments that wear the heart down. More often, it is the quiet repetition of unnoticed choices. Skipping breakfast just to save time, sitting for hours without standing, forgetting to drink enough water, or going days without stepping into the sun. These may seem harmless, tiny trade-offs made in the rush or stillness of everyday life, but over weeks, months, and years, they build a slow and steady burden on the heart, draining its strength without warning. Medical research now makes clear what experience has long suggested. The National Institutes of Health has shown that even mild dehydration, just a 1 to 2% loss in body water, can thicken the blood and increase the force required to circulate it. This adds to the heart's workload, elevating blood pressure and reducing overall efficiency. Similarly, prolonged sitting weakens the leg muscles that support venous return, allowing blood to pool and circulation to slow. Even among those who exercise regularly, excessive stillness throughout the day still increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. One notable study in the American Journal of Lifestyle Medicine found that adults over 60 who sat for more than 8 hours daily had a 34% higher risk of heart complications, regardless of whether they exercised later. The damage lies not in the absence of movement once, but in its absence repeated day after day. A 70-year-old man from rural Texas, recently retired, spent much of his day in a recliner. He didn't feel sick. He took his prescriptions and kept up with checkups. But fatigue crept in. He grew short of breath while climbing stairs and noticed tightness in his chest that had never been there before. His doctor suggested something deceptively simple. Stand up and move every 45 minutes. Walk for 2 minutes. Stretch. Take a breath. Within a few weeks, the heaviness lifted, his energy returned, and his blood pressure settled. These minor habits, when ignored, can become chronic stressors on the aging heart. But their reversal is within reach. A glass of water every hour, taking 5 minutes to walk between tasks, or enjoying breakfast without a rush can ease the burden. Healing does not always require grand changes. Sometimes, it begins with remembering that even the heart, strong as it is, needs small acts of care to keep going. And when those acts are repeated with love and awareness, the heart responds, not with noise, but with steady, quiet strength. Number 1. The most dangerous mistake: losing connection with the body's voice. There is one mistake more dangerous than any skipped medication, missed walk, or late-night meal. It is the slow, quiet loss of connection to the body's voice. When the signals it sends, fatigue, shallow breath, racing heart, tightness in the chest, are ignored or brushed aside, the risk doesn't just increase. It multiplies. Because when awareness fades, so does protection. And what begins as a slight discomfort can suddenly collapse. In cardiology, the most tragic cases are not always those with complex diseases. They are the ones who arrive too late. The patient, who had felt a little off for days, kept pushing. The one who thought stress or aging explained away the palpitations, the breathlessness, and the dizzy spell. These signs were not accidents. They were the body asking for help. And the cost of not listening was irreversible. Science confirms the importance of body awareness in early intervention. A study published by the American College of Cardiology found that adults over 65 who regularly practiced body scanning or breath-based mindfulness had a significantly higher rate of early detection for cardiovascular irregularities. These individuals were more likely to seek help in the first stages of heart distress, and more likely to survive, not because they had more knowledge, but because they were more attuned to themselves. One unforgettable case involved a woman in her late 70s, living alone in Minnesota. For weeks, she had noticed a flutter in her chest at night. It was faint, easy to dismiss, but something in her intuition told her to check. Her doctor caught an early arrhythmia, a rhythm disturbance that could have led to a stroke had it been missed. Treatment was simple. The outcome was life-saving. The aging body still speaks with clarity, but only to those who choose to listen. This kind of connection is not about fear. It is about respect. A daily pause to check in. How does the chest feel? How is the breath? Is the pulse steady? These questions are not medical. They are human. They are acts of care. In a world of distraction and noise, the greatest act of protection is attention. Because the most dangerous mistake isn't the one that breaks the heart. It's the one that silences it. The truth about heart health is this. It's not destroyed in one dramatic moment, but in the small, silent choices we make every single day. A surgeon's warning reveals 6 habits that quietly wear down the heart, and together they form one clear lesson. Your heart is always speaking. The question is, are you listening? Noise seems harmless. A TV buzzing, traffic outside, phones pinging endlessly. But science shows even ordinary background sound can raise stress hormones, tighten arteries, and push blood pressure up. Silence is not weakness, it is healing. In the quiet, your heart resets. Gratitude may sound soft, but it is a powerful medicine. Writing down 3 good things each day lowers inflammation, improves sleep, and restores joy. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, it transforms it. The heart grows lighter when it focuses not on what's lost, but on what still remains. Then there's the first hour of your morning, the moment that decides the next 23. Most people rush into screens, caffeine, or stress, forcing the heart into chaos before it's ready. But just 10 minutes of gentle stretching, sunlight, and calm breathing can shift the entire day. Your heart doesn't just need a wake-up call, it needs a respectful beginning. Even with perfect charts, blood pressure, cholesterol, pulse, many still feel tired. Why? Because the heart doesn't only need medicine, it needs meaning. A life without purpose is a heavy burden for the heart to carry. Volunteering, creating, serving. These aren't luxuries. They're vital fuel. Purpose is the spark that keeps the heart beating strong. Small daily choices also matter more than we admit. Skipping water, sitting too long, skipping breakfast, avoiding sunlight. Each seems tiny, but over years they pile up into exhaustion. The heart doesn't collapse overnight. It weakens from neglect. The good news? The cure is equally small. A glass of water, a short walk, a few deep breaths. These little actions rebuild strength. And finally, the most dangerous mistake, ignoring the body's voice. A flutter in the chest, shortness of breath, tightness, fatigue, these are not annoyances. They are alarms. Too many wait until it's too late. Listening doesn't take medical training. It takes respect. A daily check-in. How do I feel? Can save your life. The core lesson is this. Heart health is not about chasing perfection. It's about paying attention. Noise, stillness, gratitude, meaning, small habits, and self-awareness. These are not random tips. They are a blueprint. Together, they form a simple but profound truth. The heart is resilient, but only if we give it the care it deserves. So, take action. Turn down the noise. Write 3 things you're grateful for. Move gently in the morning. Drink water. Find purpose. Listen when your body speaks. These aren't minor tweaks. They're lifelines. And if this is your first time on our channel, or if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now so you don't miss the life-changing lessons we share. We'd love to hear your thoughts. What habit hit you the hardest? And what change are you ready to make today? Leave a comment below because your story could inspire someone else to take their first step toward a stronger, longer, more joyful life. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay peaceful, healthy, and happy.